Roger Williams knew that for Rhode Islanders to thrive, they needed to work together for the common good. During his life, he pioneered a compelling vision of community, inspiring others to work toward achieving it. The Common Good Awards were created to echo those same sentiments by recognizing our local companies who plan, encourage, and inspire their employees to get involved in the community. We are proud to introduce the 2021 Common Good Award recipients to you today. The Common Good Awards are presented by Rhode Island Monthly and Rhode Island Foundation. Let's hear a message from our partner, Neil Steinberg, President and CEO of the Rhode Island Foundation.
We've been partnering with Rhode Island Monthly since the beginning of the program about 4 years ago, when Rhode Island Monthly came to us and John Palumbo came to us with this idea to create an awards program that would honor local businesses inspiring philanthropy. And so, we just love the concept of local. We love the concept of honoring businesses that are giving back. And of course, inspiring philanthropy is core to what we do at the foundation, and we're a community foundation. So doing all that for the Rhode Island community was just kind of music to our ears. The pandemic has done is it has shined a light on different things. So it's shined a light on different populations who are being impacted more. It shows what happens when people lose their job and we have record food insecurity. It shows what happens when we shine a light and people that had chronic conditions all of a sudden are at risk. How we take care of our elderly population. So I think it's just focused the attention on a lot of very basic things that we all need to do a better job addressing. The Rhode Island Foundation is very pleased to have been part of this from the beginning, to support Rhode Island Monthly, to partner with citizens, but most especially to honor those companies, those individuals at the companies that are making a difference, that are giving back in the community, that are paying it forward, that are giving their time. And they do it because it feels good. They're part of the community. They're living in the community. They're seeing people who are being helped. So it's tremendously inspiring to be able to honor all of these companies. We're humbled by it. We're, as I said, a big funder. We're a big player in the philanthropic arena here, but we understand that a lot of the work is done by nonprofits, boots on the ground, supported by many businesses, many individuals throughout the state giving back.
We now want to thank our sponsors, presenting sponsor Citizens Bank and gold sponsor JetLinks.
Giving back has been a part of my life since I was young. I saw it with my parents, and I myself have brought my two girls with me to volunteer since they were 4 and 5 years old, starting with park cleanups, painting houses, as a way to encourage them to make service part of their lives. It is the most rewarding thing that you can do in your life. And that's why Citizens Bank is a perfect fit for me and for all of our colleagues. Because as part of our credo, we talk about the community and giving back. And the company gives us time to serve. I hope you are as inspired as I am by all the good that is being done by our winners and their employees. To our winners, I say on behalf of citizens, congratulations, well done, and thank you.
Firstly, we wanted to say congratulations to all the Common Good Award winners. We commend you for your support throughout the communities. And at JetLinks, we try to do the same through our Supply the High mantra. So those are our core values that live throughout our company and through all of our 19 locations. And that's integrity, compassion, selflessness, dedication, and enthusiasm. Each base throughout the states has their local community involvement, and we've really focused on women in aviation, and they do a Girls in Aviation Day as well, just creating a pathway for women in the aviation field. And then also UTech. which is helping teens, help them with employment, creating a better lifestyle, and in turn helping their communities. Anyone can join, any age, which is the great aspect of it. My first year was last year, and it just creates a community of women, and it can also be men as well. We welcome anyone, even though it's called Women in Aviation, but it's just to have that community support. And the aviation field is kind of hard to break into because it's very niche, but this creates a community. And the big thing was the Girls in Aviation Day. So they give scholarships for young girls and just provide them with assistance if they need a scholarship to go to school or scholarship to also get their pilot's license and to get their pilot's hours.
Thank you to this year's Common Good Award judges. Sarah Francis, editor, Rhode Island Monthly. Katie Soares, Vice President, Senior Public Affairs Manager, Citizens Bank. Sharon Collier, Vice President of Human Resources, Rhode Island Foundation. Liz Catucci, Northern Rhode Island Chamber, President and CEO. Emmanuel Echevarria, Director of Human Resources, City of Providence. The Common Good Awards are divided into 4 categories based on the number of employees. Each business is warranted recognition for all their efforts, no matter the size. This year, there is also an honorable mention awarded to a business that also deserves recognition. The 2021 Common Good Award winners are Bloomback Flowers, micro category winner.
I had been offering in the spring months very low cost, $10 and $15 do-it-yourself flower kits, because that's what I turned to when the events started disappearing and the deliveries, because everyone was freaking out. But that was a pivoting point in the business with those kits. Being out, I call it in the streets, on the road for hours in your car, and driving these kits around, and there's adult sizes and kid sizes, so every once in a while those would get mixed up. But it really makes me feel like the hard work that I've been doing has been shown in the community. It's not about me, it's about what is happening, what the effect is. And I haven't seen so many smiles or people calling me up, hey, I want to send one to my friend or my grandmother. These people have nothing to do. So building the kits was so awakening for them. And even the adults, the parents, they could grab their glass of wine while the kids are doing it. And some parents actually even used it as a curriculum as part of school, because they're learning about the flowers and how to make them last longer, things of that nature. So really was rewarding for me to see that immediate gratification, especially in the background that I came from. Giving back is, to me, it means strength. Strengthening your community to make the right decisions, to have a resource, it really makes me excited. I'm a very passionate person. So, that community, it's the support. I've joined a networking group, and I wouldn't have certain things for the business set up, like insurance, if I didn't have that community, right? And there's various communities that you can be part of, but it really means strength and knowing that you can go to people and that you have a friendly hello, which is, today, that means a lot.
Gray Sail Brewing, small category winner.
We started the year, it was great. We were up, everything was going so well, and we were looking forward to a really great year with a lot of growth. Well, obviously all that came to the grinding halt right away. So at the same time, the federal government made a provision so that distilleries across the United States, because we had the capability and the knowledge, the right equipment, we were given the permission to make hand sanitizer. That was our first product. Certainly not part of the business plan to launch a new product or a new business with hand sanitizer, but it was what worked. It was what was needed at the time. So we launched this project. We did the first batch, and we gave all of that away. So we gave that to all frontline workers who needed it, basically. Anyone who called who needed it. And it was really great. So it wasn't a profit project. It wasn't even a break-even project, but it was never intended to be. When you are fortunate enough to have the time or the ability to do it, and you see the good in it, you need to utilize that. You need to get that out there, and you need to encourage others to do it as well. So it's something that I've always believed in before I owned a business starting 9 years ago. So I think that every little bit that we can do, and this crisis, the silver lining, it brought out the best in a lot of people. And I think it brought out things in people that they didn't know they had, a ability that they didn't know they had until they were seeing the need and saying, well, we're going to try to contribute in some way. And they were very successful in doing so.
Falvey Insurance Group, medium category winner.
A girl I work with, she's my colleague, she heard about this Frontline Foods Rhode Island initiative, or just Frontline Foods National, on the Ellen show. And I was able to work with her, and we kind of got this chapter going in Rhode Island. So you work with local restaurants, you get donations from the community, the restaurants prepare food, and then they deliver it to healthcare workers at the hospitals. So we did that, 56 deliveries between May and October, and it ended up being $58,000 back into local restaurants, and almost 4,000 frontline workers were fed, during this time when they needed just a little boost. That was really the kind of point of this whole thing, is they were feeling probably pretty tired and, worn out. So this was a nice way of us to be able to do something. I think what surprised me most was the fact that we could acclimate so quickly. We were sent home for the first time, ever. And our leadership team really set the tone of, we're safe, we're secure. So don't worry about that part. Let's worry about, other people. And I think that's just not something I expected to happen so quickly. It's a good surprise to get that sense of security. And I think that's what probably propelled all of this forward, is knowing that we had nothing to worry about. We could just maybe focus on something more positive. And I do think I was surprised at how people took on the challenges. It's an amazing feeling to know that we are making a difference, and we can make a difference with our kind of small team here in Rhode Island.
Ocean State Job Lot, large category winner.
When COVID happened, what Jobhut specializes is getting things, in many cases, that other organizations, businesses can't get, and getting it at a value that all can appreciate. Well, during COVID, the towns, the cities, and in some cases states, understood that what we were able to offer, because of this unique business model we have, we could buy for a statewide program at 75% less than they were being offered. So now you have, the line isn't just individual customers or households. Now you've got cities and towns that are saying, hey, can we get 500,000 PPEs, gallons of sanitizer, hazmat suits? Can you get your hands on them? And in fact, they have a fairly long memory. When the hurricanes hit and the tarmacs were blown out of Puerto Rico and Haiti, our charitable foundation was actually able to get truckloads, boatloads, and plane loads of product on an island that essentially nobody could get to. I'm not a native Rhode Islander, and I think this is one of the best kept secrets on the East Coast. I really do. Sort of the connection. This is to have 38 towns within such a small area. Each one of those has its own personalities, which makes this sort of a quilt that really rivals almost any place I've ever lived, north or south or even outside the country. The giving or the philanthropy in the state, on the very surface is the thing. And it takes time and energy and thought and desire. And that comes from the top of this company. There is no tolerance for cutting corners. And on the Charitable Foundation, we absolutely don't.
What's up, NOOP? Honorable mention.
When everything was first closed back in March, April, the unknown, I think, was eating most people up of stores when they were going to reopen, restaurants when they were going to reopen. We had bartenders come on our Facebook feed and do cocktail classes because they were out of work, and they put up their Venmo and got tips, so they still had income in. We did a Newport County virtual tip jar where we listed every server, their Venmo account, and people went on there and went and supported them. We did the same thing for musicians in Newport County as well as all across Rhode Island, where musicians who were out of work could get tips. And we made our Facebook page and social media accounts available for live concerts. We have a tremendous platform. We are a locally owned independent community newsroom. And without our community, we don't have a newsroom. So it's only possible because the community that we serve and that we live in, we're able to do what we do, whether it's a gas outage, COVID-19, neighbor in need, a fire. It's our mission to make our platform and the resources that we have available to the community in any way we need. We take it very serious. When you see people out of work or on unemployment, or unemployment's running out, or a restaurant, privately a restaurant just isn't going to make it if this goes another month, you do everything you can to help your neighbors.
A heartfelt thanks to each of the 2021 Common Good Award recipients. Your inspired leadership helps our state build stronger communities and pushes Rhode Island forward. Thank you.